What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's Sunday afternoon. Just got done recording the latest episode of Killer Brews. So if you have an interest in serial killers and beer, strange pairing, check out that episode. Today I'm going to do the next beer from my beer drop delivery that I got for February. This one is called Naughty Marilyn. It's a Belgian-Style Ale, and this is from the Crystal Springs Brewing Company in Louisville, Colorado. So Beer Drop, if you haven't seen the other videos, is a subscription service where you can go in and basically they'll recommend some beers for you. If you don't like them, you can switch them out, put some other stuff in. I think I pay about $60 a month and you get 10 beers, 2 of each. You get 5 different beers, 2 of each. I experimented with it a little bit and switched out the ones I didn't want for the styles I was more fond of. As I kind of like Belgian Tripels, Belgian style beers, I figured I'd give this one a try. Like I said, they're from Louisville, Colorado. I went on the website to check them out because I'd never had anything from this brewery or never heard of them. And it looked like an interesting little place. You know, they had the Our Story kind of thing, and it's similar to a lot of the other stories that you see. Looked like the owner, 20 years ago or so, son and him decided they wanted to make some beer. They bought Charlie Papazian's book, bought some homebrew stuff, and started experimenting. 20 years later, it turns into a business. I know it's a common background, common story for a lot of folks. It's kind of interesting to see that grassroots kind of come up where you start doing stuff in your garage or your back shed, and then it turns into kind of, a lucrative business. So kind of a cool backstory. As far as flavors, it looked like they had a pretty diverse line. So pale ale, amber, porters, sours. One was kind of cool looking. They had a blueberry Belgian. I'd like to give that a shot. They also did some seltzers, and I saw a root beer, which kind of excited me. I am a big fan of root beer and birch beer, and I kind of enjoy it when brewers can do something like that to a non-alcoholic version, you know, of something decent in case somebody wants to just have a soda instead of having a beer. So I'd like to check one of those out. As far as the facility, it looked rather small, but kind of interesting. Some of the tables looks like they had trees with, you know, what essentially is just like a wooden table designed around it. So it looked like a neat little venue for their tap room. So maybe one of these days, if I get out to Colorado again, I'll go check it out. As far as the beer, the can's kind of interesting. We see for Naughty Marilyn here, we have these black leather boots and what looks like a whip on the side. So, you know, maybe this is some dominatrix style artwork going on here. As far as the description, it says Naughty Marilyn is a marriage of flavor, spices, citrusy fruit, and alcohol. She's temptingly drinkable yet devious. If you have one, you'll want another. It also warns you to watch out for Marilyn, as this is 8.2% ABV, and I'm guessing could creep up on you if you're not careful. They also have, it's kind of interesting on the back, it has this little wheel, and it says pepper, citrus, soft, bitter, dry, spicy, and I guess it's supposed to give you an idea as to what the flavor profile is. And then there's also some food pairings. If you watch the unboxing video, I kind of joked about this a little bit. Looks like it pairs well with crabs. This appears to be noodles because it looks like chopsticks in a noodle bowl. A steak, I didn't know what that was initially, but I think it's supposed to be a steak. And then the last one I thought was cornflakes. My wife has told me it's a salad, so I'll go with salad, as it probably doesn't pair very well with cornflakes. This one has got a 3.68 on Untappd, and there was about 21,000 check-ins and reviews, so decent sample size there to work with. Beer Advocate had a 3.7, almost identical, although there were only 8 people that checked in and 2 that did written reviews, so relatively low sample size there, so we didn't really get an aggregate score. 8.2% ABV, 29 IBUs. Let's check it out. Going with the Southern Star glass today. This is from a brewery in Texas. So let's see what this looks like. Whoa. Seems like a fair bit of carbonation. Smell, you can kind of pick up a citrusy smell right out the can. So Naughty Marilyn. Color, light yellow. Fair amount of carbonation going on in there. A little bit hazy. Can't really see through it that easily. The head looks quite nice. That's at least a thumb's width of head. And it looks nice and white and frothy. A little bit clunky. Looks pretty decent. Smell, not as strong as I thought it would be. Pick up a little bit of the spicy yeast. maybe a little bit of a banana or banana smell, and a little bit of a clove thing maybe going on. You pick up a little bit of a sweetness, almost smells like banana, like you'd have in like a Hefe or something. Yeah, it smells okay. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. A couple of things jump out at me right away. Kind of light bodied. I was expecting it to be a little heavier, a little more syrupy. So that kind of surprised me initially. And the carbonation, there's a fair amount of carbonation in this, which also kind of surprises me. Another kind of surprising thing, and I guess is why they're telling you to watch out for Marilyn, at 8.2%, the alcohol isn't really that detectable. When you drink it, you get a little bit on, like your throat kind of as you swallow it, but it's not really that alcohol punch I kind of thought it would have. Once you start getting up over 8 and closer to 10, it's not really there. So this could sneak up on you if you weren't careful. You pick up a bit of the Belgian yeast. Again, probably not what I had expected, not quite as strong as I thought it would be. You get a little bit of like a soft malt backbone on it, and you do pick up a little bit of fruitiness, but again, probably not as much fruitiness as I would have expected. And the fruitiness kind of tastes like that raisin kind of taste. It's a decent beer. The thing that keeps throwing me off is if this is supposed to be a Belgian-style ale, like a triple, it's just something isn't quite what I thought it would be. It's not to say that it's a bad beer. It's just kind of isn't hitting all the things I would expect for style. It's got most of the elements, but they're just kind of not where I would expect them to be. Yeah, this is a quandary here. Because if you ask me, is this a good example of a Belgian triple, I'd probably say no. I don't think it is. If you ask me if I'd drink another one of these, I would say, yeah, for sure, I would have another one. And this is, where it gets a little difficult. A lot of times I see beers that are kind of labeled as one style, and they don't quite follow through on what it's supposed to be, yet they're still good in their own regard. I think Anderson and I did a review on one of these a while back, one of the hoof-hearted ones, which didn't deliver on what it said, but was a good beer in its own right, which was kind of odd. So I guess the million-dollar question, Naughty Marilyn Belgian-Style Ale, would I drink another one? Yeah, I would. Again, I'm not sure that it's strictly style-wise what I thought it would be, but it's not a bad beer. It's easily drinkable, and at 8.2%, again, could do you some damage because this could go down real easy. Very carbonated, kind of light, and tastes pretty decent. So, Naughty Marilyn Crystal Springs Brewing, you get a thumbs up. I would drink another one. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. If you've been to Crystal Springs Brewing, let me know what the place is like. It looked pretty cool on the website. I'd love to go out there. If you had some of the other beers or even their root beer, let me know. Hey, have a glorious week. Stay safe. Till next time. Cheers.